Hi everyone, so I want to share with you some ideas and some activities that you can use in the summer to practice language skills with your child. The first idea or activity or event, thing that you can do with your child is read. It could be books, it could be magazines, it could be anything they can read, because that just opens up a whole world of opportunities to practice different language skills. So with books, so picture books, for example, are great for looking at the pictures and describing what's happening in the picture. So that's great for looking at the vocabulary, developing adjectives, developing prepositions, verbs, what's happening, answering simple WH questions about that. Reading the book, so looking at what's happening in the book, when you read it, you can ask your child questions about what the events in the story, questions about the characters, how did the characters feel, what happened to the characters, how did they solve the problem, where are they? So those are many different questions that you can ask your child based on the events of the book. A lot of times, if you're trying to have your child retell the story, they may have difficulty organizing the events of the story. So what it makes it easier for your child is kind of just laying out first, second, last, or even saying the characters. So somebody wanted to, but what happened? So that helps, those little words help your child organize the events of the story. So that's great for them to retell the story. And they're telling you, they're using their language to retell what happens in the story with your help. Also in the book, or even in articles, so if you pull up articles of something that maybe they're interested in, and they're working on maybe multiple meaning words, so words that mean multiple things, they're spelled the same but they mean more than one thing when they're pronounced differently. You can talk about that. You can look at new vocabulary words and talk about how do we find out what that word means. Let's use it in another sentence, in another context. So working on vocabulary and increasing that vocabulary for your child is very important, not only for language but also for the classroom. So when they go back and they're in school and they're practicing reading comprehension, or they're reading something, if they don't know the word, or if their vocabulary is not well developed, they're not going to understand what it is that they're reading, and they're not going to be able to answer questions about what it is that they read because they're not going to understand it. So vocabulary development is it's crucial for their success with reading. So yes, reading. It could be books, it could be articles, it could be just about anything that you want. You can practice a lot of different things. Another thing that you can do with your child is just talk about the weather. Go outside, talk about what's happening. What is it raining? Or look at the news. Maybe if your child's older, you can look at the news and try to talk about, is it going to rain tomorrow? Is it going to rain the next day? So have your child give a weather report about what it is outside. That has them using their language to give a weather report about what the weather is outside. Another thing you can do at home with your child is play games, and this could be with the whole family. You can work on any board game. You can work on term taking, which is important for conversation. You can work on the vocabulary associated with that game, describing what happens next. Maybe have your child be the one that says, that describes what happens next, what are the moves that the next person has to make, so that they have to use that language to express themselves. And then the last thing, which I think is very important, is sit at home, like during dinner time with your family, and talk about what happened during the day. So just talk about the day, ask questions about the day, have your child ask questions about the day. When they have that shared experience with the family, it gives them an opportunity to express themselves, and to use new words maybe that they came up with that day, they learned, and they can share their experiences, and they can share their feelings with you as a family. And they also see the model that you're doing. So if you as a parent, you say, okay, I'm going to share what I did today, or something new that happened today, and then your child can follow that lead as well. So thank you so much for a wonderful year. I will hopefully see you in August, and I hope that you all stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.